what's up again there, guys? Brian here, 3 Topics Gamer here. Share a few, just a quick little discussion video to share with you guys today. Now, this is not like my traditional video. We're gonna have a discussion. I've intentionally turned off the thumbs up, thumbs down meter as well as the comment section. This is a strictly, I asked if you guys wanted to hear my opinion on this very serious topic. You guys said yes. I'm just here to express my opinion and share my thoughts, and that's it. I'm not in the mood to have a back and forth and just see what everyone feels, because there's multiple different parties about this subject, as I'm sure from title above. So, long story short, I believe on September 5th, Linkin Park had made this countdown, and it had been leading up to some sort of announcement. The announcement was that they officially revealed who the new lead vocalist for the band was going to be. I have no idea who this woman is, and there's a number of different feelings and different opinions. But just to be totally frank as for how I feel about this, I am 100% against this. I'm not a fan of this at all. It had been, I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, Chester Bennington passed away like 7 years ago. The last album came out 7 years ago. And I openly hate that album. Even had Chester Bennington still been alive, I still would not be a fan of that album. And there's just all kinds of weird decisions as for why this decision was made. I was under the impression that Linkin Park would just stop. They had just released the 20th anniversary of Meteora, maybe 2 or 3 years ago, which I love, because Meteora is without question my favorite, not just Linkin Park music album of all time, but it's my favorite album of all time. And while I was on my trip for my birthday, I actually happened to find and pick up the last copy of Reanimation, which is a very underrated Linkin Park album that nobody talks about, but actually comes after Hybrid Theory and before Meteor. It's an awesome album. So if Linkin Park being my favorite band, I just kind of felt the need that, by just not continuing my love and just thoughts for Linkin Park moving forward were going to be somewhat preserved. But no, they revealed a new vocalist. They announced that a new album will be coming out in November, and I'm just not a fan of it. Now, I did give this artist a fair chance. As far as I did, I listened to this new version, this 2.0 of Linkin Park, which I don't like just saying that, just makes me feel bad. I heard her sing, or tried to sing. Literally, they actually played live at some fan event 4 of my all-time favorite Linkin Park songs, just so I could get an idea of what the new sound would be. And I had the immediate same reaction that I would have whenever Disney releases a live action version of a classic Disney movie. I was just not a fan of it. I had seen or heard it once. I don't ever want to hear it again. And then I actually went out of my way to listen to one of the newer songs we're going to be on this new album, and I just don't like the sound of it. It's just totally against it. I mean, the concept of trying to replace Chester Bennington's voice for this band just feels wrong. I think I would have felt more comfortable had they just changed the name or just not done it in general. Look, I understand. Artists need to make money. They need to make music. They need to go on tour. That's their livelihood. I just think that had they just tried to do one album without Chester, maybe Mike Shinoda would have been the primary lead singer, because he's worked on other projects away from Linkin Park, so we know he can sing. We know he can lead a song. So that's the direction I thought they would go if they were going to do another album. But no, they decided to get a new singer, and she is just not good in my opinion. I mean, I know there's some people that say she's fine. There's people like me who aren't a fan of it. And before anyone throws the whole gender sexist card at me, I just want you to know that this version, this interpretation of this band sounds like a cover band. And I have heard several cover bands here on YouTube with lead vocalists, sometimes female lead vocalists, that can sing Linkin Park songs in their own style, and they sound completely awesome. But the key factor is that none of those cover bands were trying to be Linkin Park. They were trying to do it in their own style. And some might say that, well, this interpretation is trying to do it in their own style, but this is supposed to be Linkin Park, and that name means something to me. So to actually try to go in this new direction just flat out does not work for me. I have 7 albums of Linkin Park, over 60 to almost 70 songs that will last me for the rest of my life. I've been listening to Linkin Park since 2003, and I will happily be listening to Linkin Park in my 30s, 40s, 50s, to the day I die. I actually didn't need any more Linkin Park songs, to be fair. the catalog of what we have up to this point was perfectly fine. Even One More Light, which again I really hate that album, and I've literally only had to hear it once. Even I acknowledge that that was like a sad way for it to end, but like it is officially a part of the legacy that is Linkin Park. However much you feel about it. And I know I'm not alone about this. Like I even read a recent article that Chester Bennington's own son was totally against this, and I think he even went more negative towards it than I am. I'm just the type of person who's like, okay, you're either for this or you're against it. There are some people that I've seen online that are totally for it and they think it's fine and they're already going to pre-order the new album, and that's perfectly fine. But I just feel like this is just a bridge too far. This is where I get off. This doesn't mean I'm going to stop being a Linkin Park fan, but I'm just not going to be a fan of this interpretation of what this band has turned into, because now it doesn't feel like Linkin Park. It doesn't sound like Linkin Park. The essence of what Linkin Park has meant to me is gone. And the thing is that I had already accepted that and was totally fine with that. That didn't change how I felt. I mean, I still love the band, and I'll still continue to listen to their songs, as I said earlier, but I'm not a fan of this new direction. I'm not interested in hearing what this new album is going to be, and I'm not saying there aren't examples in history where like a lead singer had passed away or they replaced the lead singer with someone else and it didn't eventually work out. I know there's a couple examples where it did work out, and in some cases the better, but I just think that at this point in time, I just don't think this is ever going to work for me. This is just a change that I do not see myself ever accepting moving forward. And I think this change is going to be very, very short-lived. So, again, if you are a fan of this new change, if you're a fan of this new vocalist, that's perfectly fine. I hope you guys have fun. I heard that they're even about to go on some sort of tour, and if you happen to see them live and you have a great time, that's perfectly fine. But for me personally, I'm just not a fan of this change. I'm not a fan of this vocalist. I'm not a fan of this new direction that this band is going on. I really wish they just changed the name. I think I would have been a little bit more accepting had they done that, but that's not what they did. They're just trying to, play off the name of the band itself, and some are even saying, oh, they're not trying to replace Chester Bennington, they're trying to live up to the legacy. And that was never what Linkin Park was about in any way, sense, or form, in my opinion. So that's why I think that kind of explanation just does not work at all for me. So that's pretty much just my quick word about how I feel about this whole situation. If you are a fan of it, again, perfectly fine. If you're not a fan of it, then I'm sure you understand as I do. So that's pretty much everything I need to say about how I feel about the new lead vocalist for Linkin Park 2.0 or whatever the hell they want to call it. And yeah, that's about everything I need to say. So hope you guys are having a great day, and heck, I'll catch you in the next video.